Hello, everybody. Well, as I used to start every time, the world is changing fast. Yeah. So this time I want to talk about again what is going on in the relationship between USA and China, and People's Republic of China. What is how should I say interesting is recently, as I mentioned in my previous episode, the health minister of America visited Taiwan, Republic of China. And you should know that since China, or People's Republic of China, became admitted as member state in the United Nations, all the democratic countries or all the other member states, they all stop high-level contact with Taiwan. So no minister was sent to Taiwan for 47 years, from America or from Germany or France or whatever, Maybe, say a very low-ranking official could have done it, but absolutely no minister. Now, and now, after the health minister Azar visit to Taiwan, only a few weeks later, the Deputy Secretary of State, basically like a Deputy Foreign Minister of America, visited Taiwan too. This is escalation. Remember. And I won't be surprised. The next visitor from America is Mr. Mike Pompeo. I told you guys for already months ago, I won't be surprised that in the near future, America will recognize the government in Taipei, in Taiwan, as the legitimate government, the government of Republic of China. And by doing so, probably the government in Beijing, the government of People's Republic of China, will then, so to say, disconnected, or no longer recognized. It can well be the case. And this is interesting because it has a strong impact in the world. We have to understand that before People's Republic of China took over the membership of Republic of China, Taiwan, in the United Nations, China has no big impact in the world because China was poor and weak. Now, since People's Republic of China became a full member of the United Nations, I think that was in the beginning of 1970, let's say. Since then, China been admitted to many global organizations under the umbrella of the United Nations, such as World Trade Organization, World Health Organization, and so on. And China has then using its mastership in deception, infiltrate many of these organizations. The most well-known thing is WTO. They managed to infiltrate WTO so well. So China was accepted as a developing country. Well, for 20 years ago, maybe you can still accept it as a developing country, but absolutely not today, and actually not 10 years ago already. So, they are world power number 2. Is no longer a poor developing country. So they enter such organization as a world power number 2 and enjoy all the privilege, all the favorable privilege of a developing country. This is interesting. So this history of United Nations is in a way a mirror of the history of the world. Just to make a quick recapturing, United Nations was actually formed or founded in 1945. The initiative was taken by American President Roosevelt, and actually his First Lady also was very much engaged in funding this United Nations. And at that time, in China, the government of China was not in Beijing, but in Nanjing, and headed by Chiang Kai-shek. and by the government of Republic of China, the same government as the government now ruling Taiwan. So they were admitted as a full member. And not only full member, they were also the member of the 5 privileged country, the so-called Security Council, where you have America, UK, France, Russia, and then China. All these 5 countries at that time seen as big power, world power. So they have the veto rights. Yeah? They can stop anything to pass through the Security Council by saying no. Yeah? So, and until 1971, when Henry Kissinger and President Nixon got the idea that, try to be nice to the communist China and to get them on board together to isolate and to fight against Soviet Union. Yeah? That's the historical mistake. People's Republic of China managed to convince US and many European countries and many countries in the world, this is the right step to go. And the main reason, I would say, because Chinese communists, particularly the leader of Chinese Communist Party, at that time in the 70s, is one of them. One of the top leaders is Deng Xiaoping. He became then the number 1 in 1978, but in 1974, actually, he was also one of the tops, and maybe number 3 person in China at that time. And he actually, in 1974, made a speech in the United Nations for the first time. A communist Chinese leader gave a speech in United Nations. And the way he talked is so nice. He was telling people, he was guaranteeing that China will never be a bullying superpower. And if that happened, he even suggested that the people of the world should, together with the people of China, bring this Chinese social imperialists down. You can watch the video yourself.
如果中国有朝一日变了颜色，变成一个超级大国，也在世界上称王称霸，到处欺负人家，侵略人家，剥削人家，那么世界人民就应当给中国戴上一顶社会帝国主义的帽子，就应当揭露它，反对它，并且同中国人民一道打倒它。
So this is fantastic. I mean, if you look at, actually, it ended with a fantastic applause, and most people found it was a great thing to have the communist China to join the world family, as it's called, well, in a way, yes. I mean, it's for thinking about the Chinese people. I mean, why not this 1 billion Chinese have the right to be part of the world family? So I have nothing against it. But the problem is this: today, 1.4 million people, they are actually a hostage of Chinese Communist Party. That's the problem. And this hostage-taking gangster, they control these 1.4 billion people. When you listen to propaganda from CCP, they always say, they protested, for example, if someone criticized China, they say, you hurt the feeling of the 1.4 billion Chinese people. Or they always talk like they are the, legitimate representative of the 1.4 billion Chinese people. So what happened is, most political leaders were actually deceived by CCP. They all thought, China is moving to direction freedom, human rights, rule of law, and democracy. And I mentioned that to you before. This engaging China is a total failure. Yeah, we all know now. So in a way, like someone was, a friend of mine who sent me this video where Deng Xiaoping talked in 1974. So he made a comment that, well, actually what Donald Trump now is doing is just to execute the wish of Deng Xiaoping, because Deng Xiaoping was saying if China become a bullying imperialist, then the world people and the Chinese people should bring it down. Yeah. So, and they are bullying. Look what they are doing against Hong Kong. They are bullying Hong Kong. They are bullying Taiwan. Yeah. They claim that it's part of their country. So that's why they have the right to bully. But bully is bully. But they are also bullying the whole world in the South China Sea. Yeah, because South China Sea is an important waterway for world trade. Yeah, so and they are bullying India. They are bullying. Actually, 1974, Deng Xiaoping said, if China bully other country, bring it down. This Chinese social imperialism. His words. Yeah, and 5 years later, China launched the war against Vietnam. I think Vietnam is the little country. So who bully whom? Is quite clear. So the words from a CCP leader is worth nothing. Remember that. Anyone who believes in the promise of CCP, he is programming for his own disaster. Okay, that is also my personal experience after all this year of research and investigation in China. I have been working on a human rights, for example, situation in China, and monitoring what is going on in China. So my conclusion is, what they are really consequent in is to follow the principle: the end justify the means, and their end, that is their purpose, is to conquer the world, to control the world. Yeah, and for that, any means is fine for them. So much for today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it, and also click on the little bell next to subscribe, so you get automatically information free of charge when a new episode came out. And of course, if you like it, click like. So, and if you want to support us, click the Patreon's link. Thank you for today. Bye-bye.